So, you're teaching kids about creation and you need some cool facts. Here's some of my favorites. Day 1, light. Light is the fastest thing that we have ever discovered. Light is so fast that in 1 second, it can travel around the world. 7 times. That's like if you snap your fingers twice, light could have just traveled around the world 7 times. That is really fast. Day 2, God divided the air from the water. Now water comes in 3 different forms. It comes as a solid, which is ice. It comes as a liquid, which is just like normal water that you would drink. And it comes as a gas or a vapor. You guys ever seen like a teapot when it steams? That's water in its gas form. Day 3, God created all the plants. That's trees, flowers, grass, bushes, all that stuff. Now did you know that you cannot plant a seed upside down? You wanna know why? Because of 2 words, geotropism and phototropism. Now geotropism means that a plant's roots will always go toward gravity. That means they'll always go down. And phototropism means that the stem will always go toward the light, which is up. Isn't that cool? Day 4. Now if you guys walk outside at night and look at the sky, all that stuff you see, all the stars, all of the planets, the moon, God created all of that stuff on the 4th day. He also created the sun. Now, how many of you guys have ever roasted a marshmallow before over a fire? Okay? If you roast a marshmallow though, you have to be careful that you don't put it in the fire, right? Or else it burns up. And you can't keep it too far away or else it doesn't get cooked. That's how the earth is with the sun. If the earth were any closer to the sun than it is right now, we would all burn up. And if it was any farther away, we'd all freeze to death. That's pretty crazy. Another thing God created on day 4 was the moon. Now because the moon is so much smaller than the earth, anything that's on the moon is a lot lighter. So if I was playing with this volleyball on the moon, it would actually float like a balloon. That's why when you see astronauts in space, they float because everything on the moon is a lot lighter. That means that if your whole small group were on the moon, you and your teaching partner could lift the equivalent of your entire small group's weight at the same time. The largest star they found so far, UY Scuti, or Scuti, or Scooty, however you want to say it. It's so big that if the Earth were a grain of sand, this star would be 100 feet in diameter. That's like taking 50 steps. You should try it sometime. That's a lot of steps. And the crazy thing is, they keep finding bigger stars. What is your favorite bird? Guess what? God made it on the 5th day. The smallest bird in existence is the bee hummingbird. This thing is only 2 inches in length and weighs about as much as a penny. These little guys make a nest a little bigger than a quarter with eggs the size of a pea or a small bead. That is pretty small. The biggest bird is the ostrich. Standing at a crazy 9 feet tall, this bird is almost as tall as Goliath. Its eggs are about 6 inches tall and weigh 3 pounds. That's enough to make at least 12 omelets, or one really big one, depending on how hungry you are. The biggest animal on Earth is the blue whale. Imagine walking into an 100-foot long room with a really tall ceiling. That's what it would be like to be inside a blue whale. This guy weighs 200 tons or 400,000 pounds. That's as much as 10 school buses put together. Day 6, God created the animals and people. Of all the land animals, the elephant is the biggest and can lift the most. And for the record, it's the only mammal that can't jump. The cheetah is the fastest. Imagine you're in a car driving down the highway at 75 miles an hour. You look out your window, and a cheetah could be right there running as fast as your car. The tallest is the giraffe. It is so tall that it'd be like 3 of me stacked on top of each other. Its neck is so long that if I had a giraffe's neck and I bent down, there would be so much blood flowing to my brain that it would explode. But God put these special flaps in the giraffe's neck so that the blood would go down really slowly. That way, its brain doesn't explode. Unlike the elephant, the flea can jump 32 times its height. That means if I could jump like a flea, I could jump over the St. Louis Arch. But nothing compares to the human brain. It is so fast that if we were racing an iPad to find a piece of information, the brain could find 13 million before the iPad could find 1. Day 7. God didn't make anything. He rested as an example to us. Just like a phone needs to be plugged in to recharge, we need to take time to rest and spend time with God. So, now you're ready. Go teach your kids that the Bible is true and God is awesome.